What are you opening your eyes in the morning? That moment may feel simple, ordinary, but it is not. What is that first breath you take after sleep? That's not just breath. That is your second chance, your opportunity to begin again. Not everyone who closed their eyes last night got to open them this morning, but you did. So the question is, what will you do with it? You see, what are you going to do with it? Most people wake up and they do not even realize the power of that moment. They reach for their phones. They dive back into the noise. What are you? The mind is instantly pulled in 100 directions. Messages, social media, unfinished tasks, deadlines, opinions. But the truly awake person, the disciplined one, does not move like that. The disciplined person understands us. What are you going to do with it? The way you begin your morning is the way you begin your life over and over again. Every morning is a small rebirth. And if you treat it with respect, it will shape your day into something strong, meaningful, and unstoppable. Your energy in the morning is fragile, not weak, but impressionable. Do with it. What you do in those first few minutes writes the rhythm of your day. If your first thought is anxiety, then the day becomes reactive. What if your first act is stillness? Then the day becomes steady. If your first words are complaints, what are you going to do? The rest of your day will find more things to complain about. But if your first words carry gratitude, strength, and intention, the universe begins to listen. That is why you must approach your morning like a warrior prepares for battle. With focus. What are you going to do with it? With clarity, with calm determination. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be fast. But you must be awake. Not just physically, what are you going to do with it? But spiritually. Ask yourself, why am I here today? Not just to go through the motions, not just to survive. What you are here to rise higher than you were yesterday, even if it's just by one step. But that choice does not begin in the afternoon. What are you going to do with it? It begins in a dark, silent moment when you open your eyes. That's the moment of decision. That is the moment you either claim the day or surrender it. The mind will tempt you. Stay in bed. Just 10 more minutes. What are you going to do with it? You'll start tomorrow. But understand this, the first battle of your day is always against yourself. If you lose that, what the rest of the day becomes heavier. But if you win it, if you rise with purpose, then the rest of your day begins to obey you. Don't wait to feel ready. What are you wait to feel motivated? That feeling is not a requirement. It's a reward. The true ones move without permission from emotion. What are you going to do with it? They rise because they must, not because they feel like it. They understand that greatness begins not in the spotlight. What are you going to do but in the shadows, in the quiet early hour where no one is watching, and yet everything is being decided. This is why mornings matter so much. What are you going to do because the world hasn't touched you yet? Your thoughts are your own. Your energy is still yours. What are you going to do with it? And it's in that untouched moment that you must plant the seeds of how you want to live. Not just today, but always. What are you going to do? You do not rise to serve the world's chaos. You rise to master your inner world first. And when you do that, truly, then no matter what the world throws at you, you are already centered. You are already grounded. You are already ahead. What are you going to do with it? So the next time you wake up, don't treat it like an accident. Treat it like an invitation. An invitation to shape the rest of your life. What are you good? You don't need to move fast. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to move. Step forward with awareness. Sit in the silence. Listen to your breath. Speak to yourself with strength. Remember your path. And then begin walking it, not tomorrow, but now. What are you going to do with it? Because each morning at the start of the day, it is the start of your destiny. There's a difference between routine and ritual. What are you going to do? At first glance, they may appear the same. Both involve repetition. Both involve structure. But the spirit behind them, that is where the distinction lies. A routine is mechanical. A ritual is meaningful. One you do because you have to. The other because you choose to. And in that choice lies your power. Most people wake up and fall into routines. Brush teeth, check phone, drink coffee, complain, rush out the door. It's a sequence, yes, but there is no soul in it. There is no depth. It is just motion without consciousness. What are you going to do with it? But a person who walks the path of discipline, of awareness, of growth, they do not move like that. What are you going to do with it? They do not allow their mornings to become lifeless repetitions. They create rituals. And those rituals are what shape them into something unshakable. What a ritual is sacred, not because of what you do, but because of how you do it, with presence, with respect, with intention. Even something simple, like drinking a glass of water, can become powerful if done with awareness. Breathing in silence, stretching the body, sitting in stillness, offering gratitude, repeating a simple affirmation. These are not tasks. These are moments where you align yourself again. What are you going to do with it? Where you reconnect to what truly matters before the demands of the world flood in. Your morning ritual does not need to be long. It just needs to be yours. And it must be done with discipline, not just on the good days, not just when you feel motivated, but every day. What are you going to do with it? That is the difference between those who rise slowly and those who rise with strength. What are you going to do with it? The disciplined person understands that their ritual is their anchor. Without it, they drift. With it, they move through life with clarity and direction. What are you going to do with it? You see, when you create a ritual, you are not just preparing your body. You are preparing your mind. You are reminding yourself of your purpose. You are cleansing your energy. You are setting a tone that says, I am not a servant of chaos. I am a master of my space, my time. What are you going to do with my energy? And when you begin your day from that place, everything that comes after becomes lighter, more manageable. What are you going to do with it? Because you are no longer reacting, you are responding. And response only comes from inner stillness. But you cannot borrow someone else's ritual. You must build your own. You must ask yourself, what brings me clarity? What makes me feel grounded? What centers me in who I am? What are you going to then? You must protect that practice like something sacred. Because it is in these simple acts, repeated daily, that your character is built. Not in the grand gestures, but in the quiet decisions to keep showing up even when no one sees, even when no applause comes. Let others chase inspiration. Let them wait for the perfect mood. You build your foundation through ritual. You remind yourself that life is not about speed, but depth. That your morning is not a race, but a ceremony. Every breath, every step, every thought in that early hour has weight. And if you carry it with care, what are you good with it? It will carry you through the chaos with calm. The difference between drifting and rising begins with how you treat your morning. If it is rushed, what are you going to do with it? Reactive, noisy, then the rest of the day mirrors that. But if it is slow, intentional, what are you going to do with it? Sacred, then the rest of the day begins to reflect that same energy. The world becomes less of a storm. You become less shaken. What are you going to do with it? Not because the world changed, but because you did. So don't settle for routine. Create a ritual. One that reminds you who you are. What are you going to do with it? One that reconnects you to your strength. Not once in a while, but every morning. Because how you begin is how you live. What or how you live is entirely in your hands. What are you going to do? There is a truth that very few people understand. The first hour of your day is not just another hour. It is the command center. What are you going to do? It is the foundation upon which everything else stands. If you build it with awareness, the rest of your day becomes structured and intentional. What are you going to do with it? But if you let it crumble through distraction, noise, and rush, then the rest of the day becomes reactive, chaotic, and heavy. What are you going to do with it? You cannot expect a strong life if the beginning of each day is weak. When you open your eyes in the morning, something else awakens to the inner resistance. It's subtle, but it's there. It whispers. Stay a little longer. You deserve comfort. What don't worry about? Discipline. There's always tomorrow. And it's in that exact moment when you are neither fully asleep nor fully awake. What are you going to do with it? That the first battle is already taking place. You may not see it. No one else hears it. But your spirit knows the choice you make in that first hour will either pull you forward or quietly pull you back into everything you're trying to grow away from. What are you going to do with it? This is why you must train yourself to protect that first hour with intensity. Don't give it away to the world. Don't give it away to your phone. What are you going to do with it? To noise, to worry, to doubt. Guard it like it holds the blueprint to your entire day, because in many ways it does. The thoughts you allow. What are you going to do with it? The emotions you feed, the posture you carry, the focus you choose. All of these are building blocks. You are setting a rhythm. What are you going to do with it? You are deciding, not with words, but with action, how you will move through your hours, your responsibilities, your life. If you conquer that first hour, if you start with discipline, silence, clarity, then even if the world becomes loud later, even if things go wrong, you're going to do with it. You are no longer easily shaken. You've already anchored yourself. You've already aligned your inner compass. You don't need perfection. What are you going to need? Power. And power comes from training yourself to begin the day with strength, not hesitation. Many people think motivation is the spark they need in the morning, but motivation is temporary. It fades. What you truly need is structure. Ritual. What are you going to do with it? Command. The kind of structure that doesn't rely on feelings, because some mornings you won't feel like rising. What are you going to do with feel like meditating? You won't feel like stretching, breathing, focusing. But if you have trained your mind to obey intention instead of mood, then your actions will lead and your emotions will follow. That's discipline. What are you going to do with it? That's the beginning of true freedom. Don't underestimate what happens in those quiet moments when the world is still asleep. Because in that stillness, there's an invitation to reconnect with yourself, to remind yourself why you do what you do, to speak silently to your spirit and say, we're not going back. We're not giving up. We begin again today. What are you going to do with it? And we begin with strength. You don't need to fill the first hour with 100 activities. You need presence. What do you need to show yourself? That you are not at the mercy of the world's pace, that you are the one setting the tone. Maybe it's breath work. What are you going to do with it? Maybe it's a short walk in silence. Maybe it's writing down your thoughts or sitting in stillness with your eyes closed. What are you going to do matters is that it's deliberate, that it's sacred, that it belongs to you. What are you going to do? Because once you win that first hour, once you start your day rooted, focused, what are you going to do aligned? Then even the storms that come later cannot shake you so easily. You've already declared by how you started. What are you going to do with it? You are not drifting through life. You are living it with direction, with self-respect, with purpose. Let others wake up and chase. Let them scroll and react. You rise differently. You walk with stillness in your step and certainty in your eyes. Not because the day is easy, what are you going to do with it? But because you've already done the hardest thing, you showed up with discipline before the world even had a chance to test you. And when you do that, consistently, quietly, every single morning, something within you begins to change. The mind becomes sharper. The heart becomes steadier. The soul becomes quieter. And in that quiet strength, you don't just survive the day, you lead it. Before the world begins speaking to you, what before it throws noise, labels, and distractions your way, you must speak to yourself. You must become the first voice you hear in the morning. And that voice must be strong, clear, and rooted in truth. What are you going to do with it? If you allow the world to define you before you've defined yourself, then you begin your day already weakened. You begin it already behind. What are you going to, that's why you must rise with the decision of today. I will not be shaped by the external. I will shape myself from within. Every morning, what are you going to do with it? The world is waiting. It's waiting to tell you who you are. It will remind you of your failures, highlight your insecurities, question your worth. What are you going to do with it? And distract you with comparisons. If you don't have your own voice ready, if you don't speak power into your own soul before stepping into the noise, what then? You will slowly start to believe the lies it offers. This is why the way you talk to yourself in the first moments of the day is not just important. It's critical. What are you going to do with it? Because that voice becomes the foundation of your mindset, and your mindset becomes the lens through which you live your entire day. What are you going to do with it? Don't underestimate the power of a few words spoken in silence. You don't need an audience. You don't need applause. You just need truth. Or you can stand in front of the mirror or simply sit in stillness and declare the things you wish you believed fully. At first, it might feel awkward. What are you going to do? You must feel the truth in every word, but you speak it anyway. Because repetition reprograms. And if the world has conditioned you through repetition to doubt yourself, then it's your responsibility to undo that conditioning. Not through noise, what through intention. Say to yourself, I am here for a reason. Say, I will not waste today trying to be someone else. Say, are you do with it? I have walked through much to give up on myself now. These words are not just positive thinking. They are reminders. They are anchors. Because when the storm comes, and it always comes, your ability to stay grounded depends on the strength of the words you planted at the beginning of the day. What are you going to do with it? And if you didn't plant anything, then the winds of life will carry you wherever they please. The disciplined person does not wait to feel confident. They create confidence by acting with courage. They don't wait to be motivated. They generate motivation through movement. What are you going to do with it? And they don't wait for the world to validate them. They validate themselves by speaking from a place of self-respect and inner clarity. What are you going to do with it? It's not arrogance. It's a quiet inner knowing that says, I am walking my own path. What are you going to do with it? And I do not need permission to take the next step. This kind of inner dialogue isn't about pretending to be perfect. What are you going to do with it? It's about reminding yourself that even in imperfection, you are worthy of growth. That you don't have to be the strongest, the fastest. What are you going to do with it? Or the most successful? But you do have to be honest with yourself. And if you can look in the mirror and say, what you're going to, what I am willing to try again, then that is already a kind of strength most never reach. Words carry energy. And when they are spoken with presence and belief, they begin to transform you. Not instantly, not magically, but consistently over time. What are you going to do with each morning that you speak strength into your mind? You chip away at fear. You chip away at self-doubt. And eventually you begin to walk differently. What are you going to do with it? You carry yourself with quiet dignity. Not because life is easy, but because you have learned to meet it on your terms. So take those moments in the morning seriously. Use them not to rehearse your stress, but to plant the seeds of who you are becoming. Let your voice be the first to greet you. Let it be firm. Let it be filled with truth. Because once you've spoken strength into yourself, what are you going to do? The noise of the world no longer hits the same. It may still be loud, but it no longer penetrates. And when you start your day like this, what are you going to do with it? You're no longer hoping for a good day. You are creating it from the inside out.